So, after discussing Blue Stocking UK Limited with Lord Tornaga and thinking about the funny bookkeeping and the fact that it looks like two shows, if not outright, copied each other in paperwork, there was enough of a sameness to them that will cause pause. Now, during the time The Acolyte, back in October, was supposed to be shooting at Shinfield Studios, Andor was shooting, Andor Part 2, the last season. And looking at it, I'm trying to figure out what Disney show would actually be cross-referenced and would easily be able to either go along with The Acolyte's funny paperwork or hide the funny paperwork. And though Andor was filmed up at Pinewood, to me, it would be the best bet to be the cross-reference and to be able to hide the funny money that The Acolyte was hiding. Now look, $50 million, where did that come from? Well, we know that Leslie Headland did get some of it from a very illegal place. I'm not going to say where. We also know that it was enough probably to fund the Canary Island shoot, even though she was getting money from Kennedy's discretionary account as well to go and do some of the stuff she did. But it doesn't add up to $50 million, because if they had $50 million, again, what's the first thing that anybody thinks of when they saw the $5,000 paid off to Karen McCarthy, which started everybody going, what the fuck? If they had that much money, why didn't they give her more? So, who was the king of low-budget financial shenanigans? Harvey Weinstein. Who worked for Harvey Weinstein for 6 years? Leslie Headland. Now do you see the connection? So, if this is all true, and The Acolyte is hiding or basically using some of the accounting that Andor was using to hide malfeasance, outright criminal fraud, and etc. from both the British government and Disney in its books. This is something straight out of Harvey Weinstein's independent low-budget movie experience before he actually got to Miramax. That's where he started. So now we're looking at The Acolyte as being something like, did it take money from Andor? Did they? Where did all of that money come from? We know some of it came from Leslie Headland doing something wrong. Harvey Weinstein moved, by the way, is what she was doing. And then skimming off the top with Kennedy's help, because that's who she'd have to get help from Andor, being the only two movies in the UK that Disney was actually, or TV shows in the UK that Disney was actually filming, I think, at the time, with Indiana Jones 5. Now, well, yeah, no, Indiana Jones 5 was already finished filming, so, and maybe Kennedy took some of that money that was budgeted for Indy 5 and put it into The Acolyte. Okay. Again, I don't exactly know how you would cross-reference and make duplicate books of a TV show that was actually greenlit by Disney with one that wasn't, to pretend that it was greenlit. I mean, to me, the biggest problem Kennedy had with this whole thing is both Iger and Chapek in their position as CEO telling her, not just no, but fuck no, you're not making this show. Not with that woman. It wouldn't take much for anybody with a brain to look at Leslie Headland and go, this chick is bad news. Okay, she's off. Okay, so duplicating some of the books, making enough of a replica to where forensic accountants and investigators are going, this shit's all over Hollywood now, by the way. And the shows were not mentioned, but one is being singled out is The Acolyte. What's the other one? I'm going to say it's Andor. All right, I'm going to say Kennedy had Hedlund do what Harvey Weinstein would have done and repeated the Andor books, where they skimmed a little money off the top for that show to add to their own bullshit gay Jedi show. And look, if Hedlund is gone from Lucasfilm, and she doesn't have any access to it anymore. She's lost her security card, access card, her parking spot. She's done. She hasn't been allowed anywhere near the web, the internet there, set for weeks now. She's probably, in this instance, going to be thrown under the bus. But I hasten to add, since the five horsemen of the Bobpocalypse showed up and kicked, literally, the day Indy 5 dropped, kicked Kennedy off the server and started going through her stuff forensically, she was being thrown under the bus by Hedlund, which the last time anybody really spoke about Leslie Hedlund, she had a one-on-one with the Five Horsemen, and I'm going to say she threw Kennedy under the bus. Because I think, if not a week later, Kennedy's house in Malibu came up as being for sale. And I think, if Hollywood is talking about this, you bet your sweet baby this has been a story for a while that we have not had the rags talk about. And now, the rags may break it. And look, if it shows that Kennedy allowed Hedlund to fake books for The Acolyte so they could actually, film their sizzle reel or pretend that they were doing something at Shinfield Studios, Shinfield Studios would be the place I would start. How long was she there? What actor showed up? What kind of a crew did she have, etc.? These are the questions you have to ask these guys, okay? Because they weren't part of it. They were like, cool, you're right. I mean, Disney, look, Disney, from what I've gathered, going through the news, Disney was the first studio to say, we want to rent studios from you guys. Here you go. And yet, the only show that showed up was The Acolyte. Now, I thought that Andor and The Acolyte were being filmed at the same studio. They're not. Andor's being filmed at Pinewood. Okay. But you can duplicate a lot of the financials from Andor with The Acolyte because they're close enough in range. There you go. $50 million is closer to the budget for Andor for a couple of, maybe 4 shows,
You're actually
than it is to anything for The Acolyte. Because again, what was it? People in the back? Acolyte was never greenlit. 3 cheers and a Kojak for us. Okay, there you go. Okay,
But one
so
more crooked word. Your
here's
tongue
the
could
deal.
open a wine bottle.
They were using Andor to hide
the devil.
Well, she doesn't
the
have to. He
lack of
worships
no
her.
money for The Acolyte. Okay, you look at, like I posted, the annual report,
fiery
it says
throne presiding over the
$50 million, 5 million pounds UK. Okay, this is $50 million US. Okay, because the dollar is very strong right now. Okay, I have to say this. Since this has been going on, not only, all right, do I not believe they had $50 million, so that's a lie. Okay, that's a fucking lie. All right, I believe anything they filmed was from what they could skim off the top of Andor. Maybe some money's pulled off of Indy 5. And Kennedy's discretionary accounts, and what Hedlund could get through her illegal means. Okay, this is a Harvey Weinstein move. So Kennedy bitching about Harvey Weinstein when he had his downfall is absolutely fake shit. Okay, and you guys got to understand, this shit is exactly what Harvey would do. Okay, this is exactly what Harvey would do. And you can't do that. So what are the books for the Acolyte? I'll bet you there are people in England right now trying to figure it out, and they can't. Because they can't discern which was Andor and which was the Acolyte. But look, again, they're the only two shows that I could find that were duplicate enough where you could fade in different things from Andor into the Acolyte to make it look like it was real. Okay, so this is not only defrauding the crown, it's defrauding Disney. Okay, and that is not good. And that is probably one of the reasons why Kennedy is trying to get out of Hollywood. And, you know, like the Five Horsemen said, she's not going to be in Hollywood much longer. Okay, and I think, to be honest, they're giving her a chance to leave without bringing in the cops. Because again, if they end up having to bring in law enforcement and the Attorney General of California and Crown investigators, it's going to turn into a fucking scandal. And Disney can't afford that right now. They've got bigger fish to fry. But Lucasfilm being Lucasfilm is still, despite only being part of Disney, is a big fucking fish that needs to be fixed. All right? And this is all speculation. Okay? I'm not saying that it was Andor. But the fact of the matter is, Hollywood is talking about funny business with the books in the UK with Disney. All right? And the only two shows I can think of that would be connected in a way that you could actually do that is The Acolyte and Andor. And what does it say about Tony Gilroy not complaining about it to Kennedy? All right? I've never liked that guy, and I'm starting to know why. This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.